Alright, so as promised, I have received my camera in the mail, and we will be doing a small update here for you guys. So, as I specified in the last video, I pulled off that tire, cleaned out the hub, so now we have a nice international hub there. The bearings weren't too bad in it. They're Timken bearings. I just cleaned them in my crock pot, got rid of all the old grease or what was left of it, and then repacked it. And then, for those of you who don't know, this side of the Scout, oh, there's the light. These are left-handed lug nuts on either side. Driver's side are left-handed. This tire was so, I think I said it in the last video, but the brakes were adjusted so tight on it that it couldn't really spin very freely, so that was part of my problem with trying to get this thing into high gear. It was just fighting the brakes. So I ran into an issue on the passenger side. I don't know if I can get the light here. So I was able to get the drum off, and this is a Warn branded hub, completely different. That's all cleaned up though. This polishes out really nice, and yeah, so I tried to put the drum back onto the brakes there, but the brakes, I can't do it. I've adjusted the screw out all the way, and I think my problem, let me get you in here, the cylinder, those little push outs are like kinked up on either side. Oops. Fits in frame. There we go. So I need to take at least a part of this apart and just get it to suck it in. I tried bleeding part of the pressure off to relieve the pressure off of this, so the shoes would retract a little bit. They would, move in, but I still can't get that drum on there. I adjusted the nut down here all the way. I don't know if I can get it in the frame, but so I got to fight with that. But I don't want to touch those springs without the right tools, because those are under a lot of tension, and I just don't feel like losing a fingernail or messing with them. So I need to buy a little brake kit, which I need to do anyway if I'm going to be messing with these drum brakes. Luckily, the other side, I didn't have to mess with the brakes. I just had to adjust them. So, what else? Well, nothing much really. Just kind of demoing the camera here. And hopefully the audio is pretty good. I was kind of worried about the audio not being that great, but I guess I'll find out here. I have been organizing all the different parts. They're just kind of laying up here on the roof. This is the box for the camshaft. You got the cowling cover and miscellaneous. This is all the pistons, rings, and all that. I wanted to clear off my workbench there, which I have been doing a better job at. I did hang up my towel dispenser, but I don't have any towels for it, paper towels. Unfortunately, shop rags don't fit in those, and there's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo about, altering it and all that in that way. So, oh, I have organized. Okay, so I got this set of drawers from my grandpa, and he used to own a service station, So this came out of that. Probably lead paint. But there's lots of just random bolts and screws and junk in there. But this thing is probably the most handy thing in my whole garage. In terms of trying to fix something. If it's not in here, then you don't need to fix it, basically. I did find my power supply for my screwdriver, my regular power supply for diagnosing things, and then I moved my battery charger up here. And that's where the 3 pickle jars were, or maybe the 4. No, 5. 5 pickle jars. They're fun to look at, but the only one I've used so far is the electrical one. And they just take up a lot of room, so I need to figure out something else to hang them up on. Also, these organization things are great, but man, they have just accumulated a bunch of just junk. And I'm kind of like thinking, what the heck can I do to get rid of it all? I'd probably like get rid of all of it and then just buy a bunch of nuts and bolts and just kind of organize it like 1/8 inch to 3/4 or something. But that's what I'm trying to work on here. Oops. So other than that, guys, that is the current status of the Scout and the shop. And oh, also fun fact I found out, oh, you can't see it, this rear bumper is like this on that passenger side, and the two brackets are actually broken. The welds are pulled off, so it looked like somebody wrapped the strap around that and tried to pull this thing and ended up tweaking that bumper. So we're going to have to fire up the old little welder and see what we can do about that. Nothing underneath the engine changed. I just figured as I'm waiting and I have time, I want to see what the wheel bearings look like, because I know as soon as I want to get this thing running, I'm going to want to take her for a spin. But I like to just know what the status is of things. And so far, all the brake shoes are in really good shape, and I have plenty of meat left on them, so I'm pretty sure they had a brake job done on this. And the fact that the master cylinder there looks pretty darn new, and I still have good brake pressure. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. And the camera I'm using is a Sony Handycam HDR CX240. So thank you to eBay, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.